Good morning and welcome to your Daily Spark, something to spark up your life as you head into your day. Matthew 11 verse 28 to 30 is a beautiful verse. I love this one. Jesus says this, "Come to me all you who are wearied and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." You know, farmers in ancient Israel used to train an inexperienced ox by yoking it or joining it up with a more experienced ox. The straps around the older, more experienced ones were tight. The ones around the young animal were loose, so that the older one would bear most of the load, the young one would bear very little of it. But they would walk alongside each other, and the more mature ox would kind of show the young one the ropes, even though the young one's burden was light. In this verse, Jesus is saying, I'm walking beside you. I am with you. I'm sharing the journey with you. We are yoked together, but I pull the weight and carry the burden. I wonder how many burdens is Jesus carrying for us right now that we know nothing about. We're aware of some. He carries our sin, and he carries our shame, and he carries our eternal debt and that sort of stuff. But there are others. He has lifted fears before we've felt them. He has carried our confusion so that we wouldn't have to. Those times when we've been surprised by our own sense of peace in a situation is when he's carrying the burden and we are not. Could it be that Jesus has lifted our anxiety onto his shoulders and placed a yoke of kindness on us? So that's how often do we thank him for kindness? I mean, think about that. We thank the Lord for lots of things, but his kindness is a beautiful thing to thank him for. Luke 6:35, love your enemies, do good and lend, expecting nothing in return, and your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High, for he is kind to the ungrateful and the evil. Now, in the original language, the word for kindness carries not only the idea that the English word does of being nice to them, but chiefly it refers to an act of grace. In the original language, it refers to a deed or a person who is useful, serviceable, and adapted to its purpose. See, kindness was even employed to describe food that was tasty. You'd say, this meal was kind to me. You know, so tonight you can sit down and say, hey, honey, what a great meal. The meal was kind to me tonight. That salad was especially kind tonight, you know. But the usage also makes sense. Isn't kindness good, but also good for you? Isn't it pleasant, but also practical? Kindness not only says, good morning, kindness makes the coffee. Kindness says, come on, let's do this together. And again, Jesus, he fits this description perfectly. He not only attends the wedding, but he rescues the wedding by turning water into wine. He not only healed the woman, but he honoured her. He not only called Zacchaeus by name, but he went back to his house and shared time with him. And hasn't he been the same with you? Hasn't he helped you out of a few jams? Hasn't he come to your house when you accepted him into your life? Has there ever been a time when you've been too busy to listen, to what's going on? But hasn't he stepped in and given you peace at those moments? The Bible says whoever is wise and will observe these things, they will understand the loving kindness of the Lord. That's Psalm 103, verse 43. So God is kind, but his kindness is not just a feeling. It's practicality. It's sharing that burden with you. It's walking with you, but carrying the weight of the burden. His kindness it's something we overlook a lot, but it's something we need to focus on today. And then, of course, the overflow, what I'm about to say, can flow to others. If God is kind to us, why don't we be kind to others around us? So God bless you. Go forth today and be kind to others. We'll catch you tomorrow on Sparks.